Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday, the 15th day of December, 2025. I hope you're safe and healthy today. We're safe and healthy back in the U.S. after we had, life-changing experiences in the nation of Colombia. Love that place. And we're going back there again, hopefully in the next few months. But yeah, I hope you're safe and healthy and your family's safe and healthy and that you enjoyed your weekend and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, along with first responders who every day are trying their best to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children, victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are helping those that are victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and those perverts that create the demands that cause these evil and heinous industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and military veterans in the United States of America homeless, and millions of people around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So the Knicks are in the Cup, the championship series of the Cup, the Emirates Cup, having defeated the Orlando Magic last Saturday night. I saw most of the game. I saw most of it, and parts I missed, I put it on replay and saw that. Right now, the New York Knicks have won 5 straight. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Okay. They're 2 games are behind the Pistons in the Eastern Conference. This is getting tight, and it's good. Because this is the thing. I'm not naming Juggernaut yet, but they're playing like that. The reason I say it that way is because I'm not naming Juggernaut, though they playing like that, is because they got more upside. I'm not just going by what Coach Brown said, and he said the same thing, but I'm just seeing what I'm saying. They got more upside. Okay, now tonight we didn't do our normal Sunday live pod yesterday because our plane was delayed. We ended up getting back home 2 or 3 hours later because there were some delays in the flight. So I was too tired to do it yesterday. But I'm gonna do it tonight. So we're gonna do it live, and what we're gonna discuss tonight is these trades rumors that are being circulated. Now, a couple of them are legit. I think the Giannis one is BS. The Knicks are not getting Giannis. Even though he might want to come to the Knicks, in this case, it's financially irrelevant. So, and having to give up, we see in Carmelo, if you don't see Carmelo, that means you're too young or too dumb to not remember what happened to the Knicks when they went and got Carmelo Anthony. It's the exact same situation you're dealing with here. Indian, it's worse, because the Knicks are in championship mode right now. You do not break up a championship team. I don't care who the player is. So I'm not even dealing with that too hard. But the ones involving Dante DiVincenzo and Jose Alvarado are worth looking at. And it's only worth looking at because the money can work. And what we got to talk some hard stuff there. So we're going to do that later on. But for now, the Knicks are in the Emirates Cup. Now, what's the Emirates Cup? I don't want to hang no Emirates Cup banner from MSG. And Ian Begley agreed. I don't think the Knicks do. But what it does show us, because of the competition, see, this is the thing. Great players, and Jalen Brunson's a great player. He's not a good player. He's a great player, okay? And the thing about what all great players have in common is they are so elite at what they do on the basketball floor, on a level that very few other players ever reach in terms of how elite they are, what they do, that they want to be tested by pressure and competition. I use Michael Jordan as the poster child of that. He was so competitive that he would use things to motivate him to even higher. And Kobe picked that up. Kobe Bryant picked that up when he came in the league after Jordan. And Jordan even kind of alluded to that during the not the funeral, but the memorial they did for Kobe after the unfortunate accident. Rest in peace, Kobe. But Kobe was like Jordan in that they were always looking for things to motivate them to get the most out of their expansive, tremendous talent that they had. And so they would look for things and try. So like, and usually that would come in the playoffs because that's where most of the marbles on the table in the playoffs trying to get that chip. But there'd be other games too. Like if you recall, many of you may not have been around, but the double nickel game. That was Jordan's first game back at Madison Square Garden after he quote unquote retired for more than a season, and he came back and scored 55. That was bringing out the greatest of competitive juices from him. Or if you remember when they played Portland in the NBA Finals, and Clyde Drexler said they asked Clyde Drexler to compare himself with Jordan, and Clyde Drexler said, "I think I'm a better 3-point shooter than Michael is." He said Michael was great, blah, 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 but he said, "I think I'm a better." Michael came out after that quote and hit like 6 or 7 3-pointers in a row because it brought out the competitive nature of a great talent. This Emirates Cup is doing that for Jalen Brunson. It's bringing out the competitive nature of a guy that's already ultra competitive, a daggone assassin, and elite at what he does with the basketball. Now, we have seen that there have been times when Brunson doesn't utilize his teammates the way he should to the optimal level. But I want to say this straight out, and I guess most people don't understand. He's not doing, when he messes up and starts dribbling the air out the ball and using up the 24-second clock and not moving the basketball, he's not doing it because he wants glory. That's what most people don't understand. Most guys will do that because they want their own stats to be up and they don't care about nobody else. That is not Jalen Brunson. Just like the same reason Kobe was a straight ball hawk. Kobe Bryant was a ball hawk. Took bad shots, took shots with double teams all over him. And same with Michael Jordan. This cat would shoot 30 shots like it was nothing. But it's because they believe nobody can stop them, and they believe in that mindset at that moment, they're believing this is the best chance for their team to win. Okay, now it may not be the right decision, and it may definitely be an emotional decision, and as we've seen, it's cost the Knicks some games, and Brunson has done that. But of course, Saturday night, he did it, and not only did it not cost the game, it won the game. Okay, boy scored 40. When you get that like that, again, a superstar, the reason you have them, and we got 2 of them in Brunson and Cat, is because there are nights when they just decided, we're going to win this game and I'm taking it over. It's not every night, okay? But they do, you can count on between the 2 of them at least 4 or 5 nights each, which is like 10 wins that you're going to get that you may not have gotten without them, okay? Then there's the playoffs. Now, this is not the playoffs, but it brings out the competitive juices in a guy like Brunson that wants to win every game. And then when there's anything, it could be 10 cents on the line. He wants to go get it, okay? He wants to go get it. And it's motivation. So, look, San Antonio is good, period. Especially with Victor Wembanyama. I mean, even without Victor Wembanyama, San Antonio is good. When you look at the roster, I mean, look, they got a combination, look, I always, if y'all been following my channel, I was all in. Devin Vassell was the number 1 guy I wanted the year we got Obi Toppin. I wanted Devin Vassell. It was Devin Vassell, it was Halliburton, and then it was even Okoro, and then it was Obi. Obi was my 4th choice. But as we got closer to that draft, I was hearing rumors about Rose wanting a hometown dude, and that was Obi. When I saw Cleveland pick, and we were watching it that night live, and when I saw Cleveland pick Okoro at 4, which I thought was a little high for Okoro, but I loved his defense, I say right there, Obi Toppin's going to be a Knick. I knew it right there because it was only Okoro that because at the time, Cleveland was actually thinking about taking Obi because Obi was out of Dayton, basically a hometown dude in that regard. And so they was thinking about taking him at that time. They worked him out. It was between them and the Knicks. So if Obi would have gone to Cleveland, then it would have been a toss-up to me between Vassell, who the Knicks had in several workouts, and went down and had private workout with him in Georgia that year. So it was going to be between Vassell and Okoro. That's the way I was looking at it. But as we know what happened, Cleveland picked Okoro at 4. I think it was at 4, but it was definitely top 6. They picked Okoro. And then at 8, the Knicks got Obi. But Vassell was my dude that whole draft. I was like, I knew they were going to pick in the lottery, and I knew they were picking around 8. I wanted Devin Vassell. Why? Because Devin Vassell's a wing that can guard 1 through 4. He can hit an open jump shot. Okay, he's the dude that you want at this stage of this iteration of the NBA. Wings that long wingspan. Coming again, Leonard Hamilton, I think, is no longer the coach at Florida State, but when he was, anybody that makes it through that program and comes out is going to play NBA level defense when they finish. I mean, Jonathan Isaac, Devin Vassell, several players. I mean, our boy from Detroit, Malik Beasley, they're going to play NBA level defense when they come out of his program. Or you're just not making it out. Okay, you're just going to be dropped, or you're going to have to transfer. If you coming out of his program and you're going to play in the league, you're going to play NBA level defense. So I knew, as soon as I knew Devin Vassell was coming out of Florida State, we were going to get defense. And I favor defenders. I always did, because the Knicks have been lacking that, because so many people are focused on offense and pace and all that BS. Championships are won with defense. Okay? So that's why I was favoring him. But the Spurs got it. And I was like, man, they're going to get something. It took them a couple years of development. But now, homie's ready. Homie's ready right now. So he's the one that blocked SGA's shot to seal the win against Oklahoma City. He's in that team. He's the SGA stopper. Okay, if you want to have one, because SGA is almost impossible to stop. He's a superstar too, MVP and all that. You're not going to completely shut him down, but if you can make it tough for him. And in that last possession, it was Devin Vassell that blocked his jump shot. That's what I'm saying. So, with respect to Jose, I got some knucklehead talking about he's too short to guard SGA. We don't get Alvarado to guard SGA. That's what you got Wingstop for. That's what you got OG, and Macau for. What is some of y'all thinking about? You don't get a short guard because you're worried about guarding SGA when you got Wingstop. That's what you got Wingstop. You just signed one for $150 million. You signed the other one $240 million. That's what you got that for. Stopping SGA. Period. So in the case of the Spurs, that was Devin Vassell. Then Stephen Castle. Man, what a draft pick. What a draft pick. And then you got De'Aaron Fox. What a trade. You get him, and you get Harrison Barnes, and then there's Victor Wembanyama. I'm watching Victor Wembanyama. The only thing holding him back is just a little bit, and I'm not saying he needs to gain a lot of weight. I'm just saying he needs to gain a little bit more strength. And I mean strength, not in the sense that he can not get pushed out of position. I mean strength where he can play at least 72 games a year without injury, where he's not Kristaps Porzingis. And he's not. Now, I'm not saying he is, although he missed most of last year. I don't think he's as injury prone as Porzingis is. So if he can just get a little more strength in his major joints, his shoulders, his knees especially, he can get a little bit more strength in them tendons to make sure he can go 72 a year. He plays like a man among boys. And in the league, that's saying something. In the league, that's saying something. So as soon as the Spurs is championship, look, right now, they're 4th in the West. They're 4th in the West right now. And they're not even like a mature, this is where Oklahoma City was maybe 2 seasons ago. This is where San Antonio is right now. Right now, San Antonio got the same record as the Knicks. They tied for 4th in the West with the Lakers. And they only a half game away from Houston. And they only, they're about a half game away from Houston, maybe a half game away from Denver for 2nd in the West. And like I said, with Devin Vassell and Victor Wembanyama on the floor, they actually have the talent to beat Oklahoma City in the 7-game series. It's just a matter of an important part of experience. Now, Oklahoma City has won the chip. That counts for something. This is a young team that has already won the chip. So they know how to win tight games. They know how to close out games, though they're young. That's what makes them dangerous. San Antonio's got to learn that. But beating them in this Emirates Cup shows they are learning. They're coming. It's like Rock said, we coming, right? They coming. So, yeah. So they go. This is not going to be an easy game, and this is a game we're glad we have a Mitchell Robinson, because you're going to need a Mitch Rob if you got a chance. I'm not guaranteeing Mitch Rob could do it, but if you got a chance to guard Victor Wembanyama, you need Mitchell Robinson. Okay, Cat is really improved on defense. He was defensive player of the game against Orlando last weekend, right? And Victor Wembanyama is I would say, probably the only player, and I'm going to say that's the only player in the NBA that can legitimately guard Cat. The only one. Okay? So, and that's because he's agile, he's got the length, he's got the agility to cover ground. And I'm not saying he would lock Cat up, but I'm saying he could legit guard him. He can make it tough on Cat. And they don't need double team. See, that's the thing. The Knicks are a pick your poison type of threat, right? What you going to do, guard Brunson with a double team or Cat with a double team? Because the other one's going to go off, right? And then don't sleep on OG and the road runner as well. And then, of course, if Deuce is out on the floor, what, you going to leave him with an open three or sham it? But with this team, you don't need no help with Cat. Victor got him. You don't need no help with Brunson. Fox got him. Or Castle. Or Vassell. And they could, look, I'm going to tell you, again, Devin Vassell is one of the few players in the NBA that could really, by himself, guard Jalen Brunson. Now, it's not like Brunson is not as unstoppable as Cat is, in my view. So that you could get Amen Thompson or Asar Thompson, or you could get, a Neesmith or Aaron Neesmith, and they really got a shot. We've seen that. Okay, we've seen it. They can make it tough on Brunson, especially when he got it in his mind he's going to take on the team, right? They could guard him 94 feet, and they can make him have a rough night. They can. That is why against such teams, the ball must move. Okay? The ball must move. So this, and again, as KRS said, you must learn, Jalen Brunson. You must learn. I know your competitive juices are on fire right now. I know. I get you. But, brother, that ball got to move. It's got to move. So the Knicks got 28 assists against Orlando last Saturday night. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. So they average right now, the Knicks are averaging 27 assists a game. Beautiful. We got to get up close to about 30 or more against San Antonio. The ball's got to move. You got to control the basketball, which means I'm just saying you can't be turning it over. Now, they've been averaging about 13 turnovers a game, which seems to be the norm, not just with the Knicks, but in general with the top echelon teams, about 12. Whereas last year it was about 9, 10, but this year is about 12. Okay, so let's stay in that 12 range. Let's get about 30 or more assists. 35 would be excellent. So if they can, and that is a function of moving the basketball on the offensive end, moving the basketball. Now, defensively, you're going to need MitchRob, because you got to guard Victor, and you got to guard him with one guy if you can have the luxury of doing that, because he's also an excellent passer. So you try to double him up. He sees the whole floor. The dude's like 8 feet tall, you know what I'm saying? So he hold the ball and he could see everything the way Cat does. So you need help unless MitchRob is out there. Now, MitchRob could guard him, but that means that the other guys have got to guard their man. And this is where we're talking about OG and Mikal Bridges. Okay, this is where we're talking about OG and Mikal Bridges. You're going to need OG to be able to guard Devin Vassell. And it's not impossible. Devin Vassell is a great player, and they're going to run all kind of stuff. Now, San Antonio is like the motherland of off-ball cutting and off-body movement without the basketball. Steve Kerr got his brilliant Golden State offense from being with the San Antonio Spurs. So they got that down. That's the motherland of off-ball cut. Okay, them cats know what they doing. That coach, everybody learned from Pop, who's a genius at it, obviously. So it's not gonna be easy. But in OG especially, you got a guy that can guard through that. Okay, that's why you get OG. So you got him. You got to guard them for self. Castle, Fox, they ain't no joke, man. So you're gonna need. I would have a road runner stick with Fox. Now, that leaves Josh Hart having to guard Stephen Castle. The good thing is Castle's like a young dude. I think he's in his second year, right? That gives us a chance. Because this ain't gonna be easy, y'all. This ain't gonna be easy. I'm telling you, this ain't gonna be easy. This is gonna be the toughest game. And if you sleep on these dudes, they will beat the Knicks. Can't sleep on them. Can't sleep on them. And I'm very sure, I'm 100% sure that the mindset of Mike Brown is what I'm telling you right here. I'm 100% sure. He is not sleeping on these cats. He's not sleeping on them. And they got a nice bench. Dylan Harper, the rookie out of Rutgers. Julian Campani, Keldon Johnson, Luke Cornett. They got a nice bench, man. There's no joke there. There's no joke in there right there with the bench. And they so good. Jeremy Sohan, you remember him out of Baylor? The second coming of Rodman? He hardly could get minutes. He is a DMP CD in their last game against Oklahoma City. It's not because he's a scrub. It's because their bench is tight. Their starting unit is tight. So you're going to have Hart, Guard, and Castle. Harrison Barnes, you're going to hope that he stations himself in the corner because Brunson can guard him out there. Whoever stations themselves, there's always one guy stationing himself at the three-point line. That's where you want Brunson. You don't want Brunson trying to guard somebody on the post because all these cats will destroy him. Okay? So you're going to need help. This is not going to be easy. And again, the ball has to move not only for the sake of the Knicks getting good shots, but also to wear out the opponent by that ball movement. They got to guard you just like you got to guard them. Okay, so you want them to move as much as they can to try to keep up with you. That means the ball's got to move. It's going to be a tough game. Tough game. Okay, ain't no guarantee the Knicks can win this game. But if we get the 30-plus assists, if we keep the turnovers 12 or less, okay, and of course, we got to have a rebounding edge. That's why, again, MitchRob becomes very important. Offensive rebounding, MitchRob, very important. This is where we're talking about trying to get this dub right here. See, so, and of course, because of the ball movement, we're going to get open three-point looks. The way Brunson is playing, an open three-point look is like a layup. He's going to hit that. Okay? We don't have Deuce. That's going to hurt. But let's hope Jordan Clarkson is ready to ball. We don't have Shamet. Let's hope Jordan Clarkson is ready to ball. Okay, if Jordan Clarkson is ready to shoot, Jordan Clarkson's a scorer, but he's going to get a lot of open three-point looks, and so is Josh Hart. They need to knock him down. Now, Josh Hart's been doing it. But again, I just don't want y'all thinking this is going to be no slam dunk. It ain't. And it ain't going to be no shame if they lose to the Spurs. This game won't even count in the standings, so this is good. So Knicks are 18-7. They're not going to lose any ground because of this game. We just don't want nobody to get hurt, okay? But the competitive juices of guys like Brunson and Fox is another one like that. You get him motivated by trying to tell him somebody better than him, he going to come out the gate blazing. And Brunson's the same way. Got to stay within the game, though. Stay within the game. Use your teammates. I'm sure Brown is telling them that. So it's going to be a great game. Going to be a great game, man. So we'll talk more after that. That's the game tomorrow night. But tonight, we're going to go into the trades on the live stream. We're going to trades. I'm not sure what time. It's going to be in the evening, like 6:30, something like that, 7 maybe. We're going to do that then. All right? Y'all enjoy your Monday. Be safe out there. So